All right, late night happy hour Tuesday. We got a full crew here. Just stumbled upon this video and it caught my attention because it's one of our local news media members at actually one of my favorite places, but I don't know that he's been there before. And I know Alex hasn't because Alex is a SoCal guy, so we'll tell Alex about the place. But there are very few old-timey Vegas, like 80s places left, and this is one of them. This is Poker Palace, so we'll watch Johnny Katz here talk about it. But obviously, as a value player and a sloppy eater, the billboard out front freaking hooks me immediately.
Hello, everybody. This is John Katzlabitis of Katz in the Las Vegas Review Journal on page 3A every day and online all the time. I'm in North Las Vegas, baby, at the Poker Palace Bingo T-Bone Lasagna and Prime Rib Emporium casino out here. I'm on a nighttime bike ride. Fabulous. Come and join me if you would.
Okay. Right now, I don't think he wants us to join him, but I would actually fucking bail on this if he was going to stay and get the lasagna in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
That's my kind of spot. I love that vibe.
I love that place. But here's the thing. That's the best part about the place is the outside, and it's North Las Vegas. Like, it ain't that great right there. I'm actually kind of shocked that he's biking up there. As long as he stays on LV Boulevard, he's okay because it's well lit.
No, man, you're tripping. He's got his helmet. He's just fine.
But it's fucking it's aggressive up there on the roads. But there are still plenty of dumps up there. But when you walk in Poker Palace, it is amazing how dilapidated it is. It's my kind of place. Like, Ryan still has a couple of these places, although they're falling by the wayside. Like, Joker's Wild is nicer than Poker Palace, but Joker's Wild has that feel when you walk in and you're like, smoke
and old people and desperation.
You're right. It's I don't even know. It's old people. It's not mothballs, but there is a smell. Like it's
grandma perfume.
There's a fucking staleness about it. God, I love it.
I can't speak to Poker Palace. I can speak to Joker's Wild. I can't speak to Poker Palace. I've never made the pilgrimage.
Oh, dude, you gotta go
Poker Palace. Yeah, clearly.
They used to have sort of an upscale restaurant. I was dating a chick. Oh man, probably back to like
upscale chick.
Classy broad.
Classy broad.
She was a nice She was a nice young lady. She was from a Mormon family, which was an experience. But yeah, we went there a couple of times because those prices I just showed you, right? I mean, we're talking cheap, right? What was the prime rib? Was it $10, right? $8, which by the way is like that. That is a foregone era because even like the best places. Why am I blanking now? What's one of the best joints for prime rib on Boulder Highway? God, I'm blanking. Someone can name it. Skyline. Skyline.
Hey, not Sam's Town.
Oh, Skyline was like 99-cent breakfast in high school, man. Like you were not cool in high school if you didn't spend your second period eating 2 eggs over easy, extra toast, no bacon, extra crispy hash browns. Remember my order.
I found an old Skyline menu in one of the drawers. This house has been around for like 35 years. I found an old Skyline menu and immediately got triggered. I shared it was about a year ago. I shared it on my Twitter and I was like, "This is bullshit." Like, first of all, people were still
prime rib back then.
Oh, everything. It was stupid cheap. It was like $3 for an entree. It was stupid cheap.
Amazing.
But my whole thing is, people were making $30,000 a year back then, and they're still making $30,000 a year. But the fucking prices of the food, like 10 times the price of the food. Can we get back to Skyline prices at least? Come on.
Skyline went from like I think when I first got here, you get the prime rib for like maybe $7 max, and it was like a good hunk of prime rib. And now even they've gone up, I think, to like 12, maybe 13. So these places are falling apart. They put some money into Skyline. Although I will tell you, when you walk into Skyline, it's kind of creepy because you park in the back, you walk in, and I swear for the longest time they had like sort of a faux like waterfall feel, but they also it smelled like the car trees. And then it starts to bring you back to the movie Seven with Brad Pitt.
Oh my gosh, it totally does.
Wasn't there the scene with wasn't it the gluttonous scene and the guy he's tied up, right? Is that the one? And he's got the car trees.
No, it was Sloth. Wasn't it the Sloth? No, I don't remember.
No, because you're right. Glutton was actually
he ate himself to death and he puked everywhere.
He was like force feeding himself. He did like the old Wu-Tang gimmick.
Yep. Sloth was
I'm
tied to
so
the bed.
grossed out.
Love it. Love it.
I
All right,
think
well,
I'm trying to mentally block that.
Can you guys
Cheers,
take
y'all.
me there to any of these places? I always do the strip when I'm in Vegas. You know, I don't live in Vegas, so when I'm there, I do the touristy things, like the typical things. Can you guys show me?
We'll take you to where we'll take you to where Tupac got shot, and then we'll take you to Skyline, and it'll just be the best Friday you've ever had.
I mean, that sounds great, man.
You know, well, you don't know because you were drunk. When you were out at the Westgate with us, you were annihilated, but everything was so closed that, like, I mean, I couldn't. Skyline Restaurant wouldn't be open that late, but you could go in and at least see the bar. You could smell the Skyline and smell Old Henderson, but I'm guessing at that point they probably weren't reopened. So. Amazing. We look back like 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, and we're like, oh man, it's so great since then in Vegas. We're so open compared to 2 months ago. We really are.
Yeah.
It's
I still don't go out.
Yeah, I know. We mentioned the mustache. Alex, what are you doing with the mustache?
I mean, I'm growing it, right? No, I was not moderating. MCing is the word. I guess it was over Zoom. It was digital. But on Sunday, there was a screening of this like 1970s surf film put on here locally, and I emceed it. And I thought, the crowd was high school class of like 65 to 81, and I thought, I'm gonna leave the stash. Like this is what the crowd wants, and it was right. I think it was right up their alley. So I'm just rolling with it right now.
It's a problem.
Do you have an agent?
I was Brian,
have you seen all the things that he is? He's got this weird side career. He's doing local radio, music, and sports. But then you're like host for hire. How do you get these gigs?
I think I need an agent. I think I need an agent to narrow it down, because it's like, hey, MC this surf film thing, and then it's like, hey, moderate the city council candidate forum. But none of it really pays well. I'll tell you that.
That's why you never say no. That's why you keep doing it. But I'm saying, I wanted to chime in on this. You run a dangerous game with the gimmick. If you run the mustache and people love the mustache and it becomes a part of who you are, like a Trebek or a Selleck, right? Then you're fucked, my friend.
Oh, that's great.
Or a McKinnell.
That is you forever. Yeah, no, look, I love my beard. Don't worry. I would never. But yes, to your point, yeah, there is. I mean, yeah, I shudder to think what this would look like if I remove this. If people get to I was telling a UFC commentator, John Anik, the same thing. John Anik has developed a very similar situation to what you're doing here, what you're embarking on. And I'm just saying, I hope you fully thought it through, because if you hit it big and the image is attached to the mustache, that thing is sticking with you for the next 50 years.
Well, I'll say this. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Plus money, honey. We haven't been acquainted, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Steve, you didn't even introduce us?
I've seen you.
What is this shit?
I thought they had done stuff together before. Yeah. This is Allie. This is Alex. So Alex is on Tuesdays. Allie's normally on Mondays, but we had some mix-ups this week. So they're together with Big Mac. And I'm barely going to be here tonight. I'm here as a producer tonight.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. All right, there we go. No, it's not. I'm actually headed your way for Thanksgiving. I have a house in Costa Mesa that I go to all the time. So I'm please buy me. We should get a drink and talk sports one time when I'm out there. So maybe sometime we can.
I'm like right on the Newport Beach, Costa Mesa border. So
I'm like right at exit like 2 or 3 Victoria and 22nd, exit. And then you like hook it past the Stater Brothers. And I'm like right down that street.
The iconic Stater Bros. See, now we can talk. Now we can talk some local stuff. You guys get to bro down on Skyline and all these things. Now we're talking Stater Bros. Costa Mesa.
I got you. Triangle Square, man. Yeah. Triangle Square. Elbow here, man.
This is right up my alley. But hey, nice
right up your meat.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. By the way, I tried to go mic-less. You know, normally I hold the mic, and tonight I'm just freestyling. But how's the audio sound?
Not
should
bad.
I go back to the mic? Okay.
I like the mic, but you do what you want, man. It works.
I wanted both hands tonight.
So wait a minute, you're not using the mic, but you're holding the mic?
By the way,
I'm not.
every 5 minutes, and that includes you too, Allie. Every 5 minutes, put your hands up and actually stand up.
Is this a tubin?
Yes.
Tubin check? Yeah, no, man, I'm good.
Hands to work.
I'm good.
No, I'm not standing up.
I mean, I'm good. I'll stand on my chair.
Jesus Christ, Tubin.
Yeah, my dick is not out.
My God, as even OJ was shocked.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, that was like I was actually thinking about that. Like you get in fights in high school and you never want to go to school the next day, like especially if you lost. But even if you had like any mark on you, you didn't even want it to be interpreted that you might have lost. You know how fucking bad it must suck to be Jeffrey Toobin right now and to have the whole country be your high school? Like the whole country. Like Jeffrey Toobin can't go to the 7-Eleven. He can't go to Thanksgiving. Every single thing he goes to is like, oh, dude, you're the guy who jerked off on the Zoom stream. Like it's what I feel sorry for him, sort of. I mean, but then like also why are you touching your dick at like 2 p.m, like just getting off a Zoom call? Are we
not supposed to do that?
No, Allie. No.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I have some apologies to make then.
Yeah. Everyone's adjusting to this new world. And yeah, just not Jeffrey Toobin.
How did that like go down? I didn't actually watch. Is there a video?
I didn't know
watch it.
I don't know what y'all are talking about either, but I figured it out.
New Yorker reporter Jeffrey Toobin was doing a simulation, some sort of election simulation with a bunch of colleagues from the New Yorker and other political pundits. They were doing something. They took a break. Jeffrey Toobin took a break.
Just rub one out. Just a quick.
And he was on screen allegedly, and the New Yorker suspended him, and he issued an apology, and yeah, he was it for about, we're still going 48 hours. I'm just saying, what a shitty situation to find yourself in. I don't ever need to worry about being in that situation because I'm not famous and like I don't work for the New Yorker, although I should be careful. I do work for Sirius. That is just a horrible thing to have happen to you.
He kind of did it. He did it to himself.
Yeah, for sure. In more ways than one, Alex. You're absolutely correct. That's what I'm saying. Don't touch your dick at 2 p.m. Like that's just like.
That's not the rule. No, you can do that.
I mean, if you're like just getting done with like official police business, I don't want to like sex shame. That's not what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm not. Anyone can touch. I'm just. If you're like just getting. Anyway. You're 5 minutes removed from a Zoom call. It's just bad form.
Well, just get away from the camera, really.
You can't. That's the issue. Your work machine. Well, the issue is, Allie. So hold on. But that's the issue now. Everyone's adjusting. Your work machine and your porn machine. Like everyone uses their laptop, or a good portion of Americans use their laptop to watch adult entertainment. And now a good portion of Americans are working through Zoom.
That's what I do.
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. There are times we finish this later in the night. Hey, if I got to go at it, I'm looking at that camera a couple times. I'm like, God damn, I don't know if that thing's on. Like, I hope the light's working, right? I mean, if you have any, like as McKinnell says, if your work computer is also your porn computer, right? And whatever you got to do, if you got to pull the pud, if you got to flick it, whatever you got to do, right, Allie? Then you should have something there to cover the camera as a backup.
Well, wait, hold on.
Now everyone knows you do not want to get tubined, so have something there to cover the goddamn camera.
He's the Neil Anderson of accidentally jerking off on a work stream. What a shitty thing to be first at. Sorry, Allie. Sorry.
No, well, I'm a girl, and I'm not. Boys need to like watch something. Girls don't need that. I have my imagination. I don't use a computer when I rub one out, I don't need to worry about a camera. There's not a camera on me. I don't need to watch stuff.
The J.K. Rowling of
imagination machine.
Imagination
machine.
With imagination, I'll get there. I went
handheld, by the way. I went handheld, no pun intended, but I went back to the mic. But by the way, I do think I do a lot of work on my computer.
I bet you do.
I try very hard not to double dip. I try very hard. Like this laptop that we're talking on, maybe this is TMI, but I've only watched adult content on it a handful of times.
This is great.
Usually,
this is just so fun. Yeah,
it's so easy. It's so easy. But I'm just saying, I tried it before pre-Zoom. I just was like, I don't want to dip my pen in the company ink when I'm self-employed per se.
Yeah. Right. This is a issue that I would imagine a lot of Americans are facing right now over the last 7 months. And I feel like it's a subject that hasn't been broached enough. So thoughts with Jeffrey Toobin and everybody, looking down at their menu bar to make sure that Zoom icon isn't accidentally popped up. Oh, the horror.
Right.
That's bad. That's bad.
I will say this: one time in college, somebody spilled a rum and Coke all over my laptop, and I didn't have the money. It still worked, but the keys were actually they weren't sticky to the touch, but they'd get stuck. And then I'd be like maybe doing a study group thing. There'd be girls in the group.
Oh, that's horrible.
And it was just
fucking
like
terrible.
No, someone spilled a rum and Coke on it 2 years ago.
Dude, Alex,
Yeah,
Alex, I want to hear an hour on the stories you have. Uncomfortable stories, cringeworthy stories, unquestionably. And laptops are expensive. You can't really replace them. But the fire you must have had inside your heart to not have to explain that 50 times to hot chicks. That would have been the bane of my existence. I don't know how you did that, dude. I really don't. That would have been horrible.
They're like, well, at least he's getting somewhere. Maybe that was the spin that I tried to put on it. That was my own spin zone.
I like that.
So we got right into the Toobin stuff. That's great.
There it is. Brilliant, Brady. Brilliant.
This is going well.
It was, yeah.
And I feel like Big Mac tried to put it in the spin zone right away, and he was like, "I feel terrible. I feel terrible for Toobin." It's like I don't know if that's my reaction. Guy jacked off on a Zoom call.
I related to. I feel like we've covered this pretty eloquently. Not really, but I think we covered. I feel like we explained this. Like we're all in this together, Alex. This could be any one of us. So when I see Toobin, I see a little bit of myself. You know what I mean? I see a little bit of America, I think is what I'm saying. I see a little bit of all of us. I see the beauty, what we can be if we just put our dicks away and realize that some of us have to be fucking professional at 2 p.m. But I digress.
Fair enough.
Blue Chew. Everyone's got a Blue Chew sponsorship.
I don't know. I've got a window. Like I wake up at 6 and do homeschool with the kid all day and the Zoom calls and everything. And school's out at 2. You need to go play. I need 25 minutes.
Gotcha. No window.
And then he's going to come back home and it all starts over again. So I've got a tiny window in my day to get my rocks off. I'm using my window and it happens to be at about 2 o'clock. So all of you tomorrow at 2 know that's what's going on.
Just make sure the Zoom's not on.
No, of course not. I keep getting afraid I'm gonna walk behind him like out of the corner of their eye, like I'll have my bath towel on. I'm like, good. I don't walk around naked, clearly, but like.
Oh, that's right, because the kids at home.
Yeah, all day long, which is why you need your 20 minutes.
Damn. Yeah.
All day. Yeah. Huh. And now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've lost about 300 pounds since the last time we talked. I'm single now. Got that man right out of my life. If you had the under on 2.5 years, you cashed it. Congrats.
How do you break this? You just break this on the stream? What?
Yeah.
Well, this is going to take over, and obviously now our chat room they've all taken their pants off now.
Toobin.
Well, this is
where you break
it. On Zoom, so it's okay.
Emphasizes the reason why that time is important.
Are you okay? Let's first of all be nurturing. Are you okay?
Yes. It was kind of like the pandemic was became a thing at Mountain West tournament. And so it's been good. It's been fine. But like we were done a while ago. The pandemic kept us together.
He was a Marvin Menzies guy.
No.
Now I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure you're okay, but I'm trying to practice that awkward moment where I care because I'm gonna
right.
Well, because I'm gonna tell you this is going to be way too much information, and I'm not going to go into details. I will tell the story like years from now. But I'm out last night. I'm having a good time watching the Cowboys game, which was fun. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a person tells me a story that I would never expect them to tell me, right? About a girlfriend suffering a recent miscarriage. Like, this is not my zone.
This is not the time or place either. I'm watching football.
Hey, this isn't my zone, bro.
You're the last person I tell you about a miscarriage.
No, it was the appropriate time, but all I'm saying, I got home later and like, I would never I've known this person for like 20 years. I would never text them. Like, they're more callous than I am. I would never text them ever like, are you okay? And I got home and I was like, man, I think I botched that whole miscarriage reaction. So I didn't know what to do. Like, I haven't texted. It's been 24 hours. Do I text? Or is the person going to be like, fuck you, nerd? You know, why are you texting me? Like, what do you do?
Was that person drunk when they were telling you, or were they sober?
I would say on the way to being comfy, real comfy.
They weren't gnawing on a corn cob.
No, they weren't.
Were
They
they
weren't
like-
chugging. They weren't chugging a corn cob as you. Well, no, I forgot. That's John Mayer who like freaking blows the corn. You never saw that? Oh God, I'll bring up the picture. Yeah, corn cob joke inserted here, right? Uh-oh, there goes Allie. She's out. She's like,
Hi,
I can't.
Allie.
By the way, once again, I just got the email. We're once again banned on Twitch.
Am I back?
You're
Yes,
back. You're back.
So
Okay.
anyway, I digress. So we've now.
Did you really get banned?
No, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Yeah. So anyway, I bring that
I've
up.
got one under my belt.
We all get caught in these situations where you're like, okay, like what am I supposed to do here? And did I react correctly? It happens.
Okay, now that you've reacted correctly, don't you want to find out more about what's going on with Allie?
Yeah, that's the
No.
juicy stuff.
Allie goes, no.
You know what? I
Well,
don't.
Cofield, you know, the reason why it all kind of went down is over a place that we share and a guy that we both know. And so it is kind of a funny story.
really?
But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it was just meant to be. It's fine. I'm like moving past it. I'm too busy for all that right now. I work 7 days a week. I'm filming shit 7 days a week. You know, like I ain't got time for that. I've got 20 minutes between. No, I'm just kidding.
I've got 20 minutes a day,
Between 2 and 2:20.
and I hope my Zoom's not on.
Yeah. Cross your fingers.
I tried to tell my little story to give Allie like 3 minutes to settle in if she wanted to talk about it anymore. So I killed some.
Oh,
So, Steve, what's up? You lack empathy, Cofield?
Have you met him?
It's not empathy. It's empathy at the moment. It's at like late. Like I think I'm a good follow-up person, but sometimes at the moment I'm like, yeah, you don't know what to do.
I actually relate to that. It takes me like a day later, and then I get accused of like, you weren't listening, you don't care. And I'm like, do you want me to fake the response, or do you want me to chew on it, let it marinate, and then return with an actual thought? Sorry, it's not instant.
give you a, that's wild.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
Whoa.
Got the blanket, no
That's
matter what.
fucked up. That's fucked up.
Or just like, dude, that sucks, man. That sucks.
Wow.
Just
I
a
mean-
lot of that sucks, and then that doesn't get anyone. But that's real.
And I'll be honest with you, in my training now has me accustomed to I listen to stuff that's going wrong, and then I'm like, where's the dumpling? Can I grab a piece of sushi? I'm
Are
usually
you going to
practicing.
eat that?
I'm usually practicing with Ryan, and I'm like, okay, let me get some rice. Let me do chicken here. But you don't always have sushi and a dumpling around when these
Yeah, you
stories
get to
come.
practice empathy. You get to practice empathy because my life is so fucked up. You have to hear like fucking 3 different insanely
what?
fucked up things every
Dude.
week.
It's for the last 9 months. It's been like everyone's life. Like there's
I
just
know,
been
right?
mayhem and death and disease and freaking job troubles and it's been craziness. So
Yep.
Well,
that's-
World Series game 1 was tonight. World Series. Are you a Dodgers fan, Steve?
not at all. No.
Okay.
The girlfriend is, so I
wear the hat.
I'm happy for her. Well, she's got a lot of these hats around, so she was happy.
Steve likes LA. Steve likes LA.
I'm a Southern California backer. I'm an LA backer, so
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
So Dodgers are going to win the series, right? Like, I feel like that's a foregone. I bet I did some. You guys have been a bad influence indirectly. I've been doing a lot more sports betting since we started the late night happy hour, and I put a wager on Dodgers to win the series tonight. So thank you guys.
Minus what?
I think it was minus 220.
Yeah.
After they won game 1.
No, before they won game 1.
Before,
they won
yeah.
before.
All right.
But I
What
also
were you
put. I did under 7.5 total runs, so
Did you
that
get
wasn't
that,
so chill.
Did you get? I saw someone. I think it was Circa, but someone had the prop for first home run of the series to be Bellinger at plus 1400. Did you
Oh.
get any
That's
piece of that?
sick.
Yeah. Congrats to the people who had that.
I hate the Dodgers.
Who's your
Hate
team?
them. I'm the Astros. I'm from
Oh, okay.
Houston.
Oh well.
Okay.
Well, you kind of can't.
That carries a little bit of different vibes.
No one.
It was one of those things though that like once I really wanted my favorite team to bet on is the Rays. Like they're just an undervalued, underrated team, and you get like really good prices on them and they kick ass. This year now everyone's gonna know that, but like 2 years ago when it was Eovaldi and Happ, it was like and Snell, it was a whole different team. Anyway, but I felt like there's no way that Major League Baseball is going to let it be two not mainstream teams.
Oh, no.
And so once the Rays got in, I knew it was going to be Dodgers.
Oh, no. No, the reason I'm saying
My
the reason I'm saying
the conspiratorial brain gets going.
Yes, well,
I'm
how
saying
amazing is it if you're from Florida right
Here we
now?
go,
I mean,
chat
like
room.
Tampa
Here we
Bay.
go.
I'm not conspiracying right now.
Yes, you are.
But you were. I mean, you are.
Well, that just makes sense. That's not even a conspiracy theory. That's money management for the MLB. You can't have the.
If they compromise the integrity of the game in a real way, look like that.
You need the Dodgers, like you needed the Lakers.
Sorry.
It's the same thing.
Sorry, I was gonna say if you compromised the game in the way you're talking about, like if word got out that Major League Baseball or any league was playing favorites to get anybody into a final, that would cripple the gambling market. It would cripple the money they already make being honest. It's kind of like the legitimacy of machines or anything here in Vegas. It has to be regulated because if you throw any sort of doubt into that, it cripples the actual money you're making off of being legit. Sports make enough money off of being legit. If you have some mid-market teams, right, that make the team that make a final and the ratings are down for a year, yes, it sucks. And Major League Baseball is going to be
Look at the look on her face as she's loading up the response. I can't wait to hear this. Here we go.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, all you're saying is that they shouldn't do that. You're not giving me any reason that they don't do that. That happens.
Money.
That shit happens.
You said money. If they don't want to fuck with their money. No, they don't want to fuck with their money. No, we're talking about sense. You're talking about logic, which I agree with you. And when money's at play.
And why are you yelling at me?
Allie, I'm saying there's too much money to be made off of keeping legit. If you screw it up and you make it illegal or you try to push teams through and people get wind of that, you're fucking with the billions of dollars they make off of it being legit.
I get that.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Admit it, but we need, like, as a handicapper, you have to use your handicapper brain and say, who does the MLB want to be in this playoff?
That's not real. That's not real. They're not going to skew a game.
They wouldn't have wanted the Rays.
They would have never. They wouldn't. They
wouldn't. I see time after time after time again in sports, especially the NFL. This is what I see. So I don't know what to tell you.
They can't just be good players and coaches and dynasties.
You want to tell me the Braves in the 8th and 9th inning of Game 7 didn't look like they were ready to cry, not because they were losing the game, but because somebody whispered in their ear that they weren't allowed to win it? That is how I watch sports.
That's going to cost you a lot of money in the future. I'm just saying that
it makes me money now. Thinking that way makes me money now. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
This is my thing.
So how about some picks or some parlays then? Because I'm in a big hole. I'm in a big hole now because I haven't been using my brain.
Well, I do have a live podcast tomorrow at 3 p.m. Vegas time. You can just hook right onto that. Picks and Parlays YouTube. We'll be going over quite a few of the college football games coming up.
I like it.
What time is that at? Noon Vegas time?
3 Vegas time, 6 Eastern. Actually, tomorrow we do NFL. Friday we do college. Saturday
Vegas,
we do
you guys on the same clock as us out here in Cali? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That was such a Cali question to ask.
I like how the notepad fits the mustache.
All of a sudden, we're doing the show with Bryant Gumbel.
Yeah, he's got the fucking mustache, and he pulls out the note. And you're not using the mic, Alex. Put the mic down.
No.
Using it now.
So I am using. I switched mid.
Okay,
it's not a prop. I am using it. I wasn't. A friend texted me. He said your audio sounds the worst. I said I will not stand for that in front of my faux brick wall. Which, by the way, this new webcam has a much wider angle than my old one, so you can see beyond the green screen. So you can. It's sort of like I'm at a bad comedy club, not even the Comedy Store, which is an awesome comedy club. McKinnell.
I was going to say I wrote that in the rundown. I've been
Segue.
watching, yeah, right. No, I have been watching that Comedy Store. There's a documentary or a docu-series
good.
on Showtime right now, and it's about the Comedy Store. I went for the first time a couple years ago. I was always a big like Pryor and Eddie guy, and just a big stand-up guy in general. Bill Burr, Paul, Patton Oswalt. I mean, anyone I could really see that would come through Vegas, but I always wanted to go, do the $20 admission and see who I could find. And I knew about the history of the store, but I didn't. You know what I mean? And this, anyway, yeah, that Showtime series, you guys got to check it out. And I think Showtime was running a promotion, not a free preview, but like a promotion through Amazon where you could get a discount. I don't know. I don't know, but go watch that shit. It's really good. Steal it if you have to. It's art. I don't care. Just go watch it. Yeah.
I'll check it out. I had the pleasure. I kind of didn't know about the legend of the Comedy Store. Like when I say the legend, just the lore around it. And I didn't know about Pauly Shore's connection to it. I had no idea with like Mitzi Shore and his and all that.
Like his mom?
Yeah, his mom. I didn't know that at all.
Like that's which by the way is amazing. You never looked at any of Pauly Shore's work and gone, how the fuck did he get this? Like Pauly Shore family. Nothing that never registered. You're just like, he's a natural talent. He deserves all.
Because I'm 29. So by the time I was like, I guess would look things up like that, Pauly Shore was just sort of in the national consciousness. And I was like, oh, he must have done something funny before I was born. Like he must have done something fun. Like I don't know why, but that guy's famous. You know what I mean? He must have done something I don't know about. So I never Googled it. But then actually we had him on the radio show I used to produce in Portland. We had him on the show, and he was actually one of the coolest. He came in person because the comics would always come through, to promote. And he was like the coolest guy that came through. He was actually like funny, like in real life. Like
because as you find out in this documentary, Alex, he had Robin Williams and Richard Pryor doing coke in his living room in 1977 when he was like 8 years old. Like,
better be funny.
It is crazy the stuff you learn about him, his mom, the store, the legends that went through there, Sam Kinison. I mean, everything. It's crazy.
Let's not spoil it.
I'm just saying.
What's he gonna spoil?
I need some laughter in my life. I was a blubbering mess right before this because I finally finished Downton Abbey. I watched the finale of season 6, and it was emotional. It was emotional.
It doesn't seem like your vibe, to be honest.
I can't tell.
But I'm 100% serious. But here's the thing: everyone wants to typecast me on what I watch. I'm telling you, I'm all over the map.
I just feel like you'd watch Downton Abbey just to say you could watch the shit, so you could surprise people by saying you watch Downton Abbey.
Nope.
I don't think you actually watch Downton Abbey.
I made the SO watch a scene, and she's like, I don't fucking get it. Why are you making me watch this? And I'm just like, you have to watch. It's great.
Oh, so it's not even under female influence that you're watching this.
Nope, she did not watch it at all.
I've heard the show's good.
Look at that look. Look at this look. Can I screenshot that Allie look right now? She's like, what the fuck?
I watched Downton Abbey for like 2 episodes. Probably like my kid was still an infant. He's like 10 now. Like I remember watching 2 or 3 episodes and it was like a great nap show.
Maybe that's why Steve likes it.
Mellow tone.
It's super calm. It's 2020. It reminds Steve of a more proper time in world history. It's not as chaotic. It's proper.
Very zen.
No cell phones. No internet.
A lot of it, yeah.
No excitement.
I agree, Whiskers.
Poor Lady Edith. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I think this is a long game for Cofield. When it doesn't work out with the SO, so he can go around to like bridge clubs and like retirement communities and have shit to talk about with the old cougars. Like he's got a thing with old chicks. Like this is totally just homework. It's all he's doing. I have a Mexican friend that watched every episode of Friends, and he said he just did it to assimilate to white culture. So he could like eating like a way to like properly use your utensils at dinner, right? This was his attempt to assimilate to white culture. I believe this is Steve's attempt to assimilate to geriatric culture, and he's got a long game at play. Tell me I'm wrong, Steve. Tell me you're not trying to get granny love.
Not so much. Although Elizabeth
was like hanging on my seat.
I was actually thinking about the hottest old person in the show. Elizabeth McGovern's in the show, and she is an 80s hottie that I remember, and now she's like 60 something. So very elegant. Very demure.
How can you watch a show like Downton Abbey and not have the empathy to say, like, if you need me, I'm here for you, man, when your friend tells you that his chick had a freaking miscarriage. I feel like those two things go in hand. I'm too masculine to watch Downton Abbey, but I would at least know to be like, hey, it's going to be all right.
It's pretend. That was facing real life. It's pretend.
You are non-controversial that way. Don't you have a thing with gift giving, or is that Adam that you can't accept a gift?
Oh no, that's not me. No, that's Adam. That son of a bitch. And you know what? Holiday season's coming up. I hate that guy on this one. The whole reciprocal thing. You know what? Here's what Adam's getting. Adam, because I know they have a rivalry. Adam will get Arash's giant wiener as a present. Did you see Arash Markazi in
great.
Texas?
This is great.
This is the 2 foot. What was this thing called? Do we have the name of it? So anyone in their notes?
Yeah, let me pull that up here. I just had it as Arash's big ass wiener.
Right.
It's
exactly
called
what that is.
the boomstick.
The Texas boomstick.
It's a 2 foot all beef hot dog smothered in chili, nacho cheese, jalapenos, and caramelized onion. It weighs 3 pounds.
First of all, that onion is not caramelized. That's a bunch of bullshit.
That's not caramelized one bit.
The hot dog's not even charred. It looks like a big plate of bullshit, if you ask me. Yeah, no, I wouldn't eat that. Get the fuck out of here. Send that shit back.
What is the bottom part of that? Why is it shiny under the wiener part? What's going on?
Sorry.
Yeah, that looks like super undercooked. To be
it
honest.
looks like a maple bar is underneath the hot dog.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, this is video.
I think it is a maple bar.
That's a
now
maple
wait a minute.
bar.
Now wait a minute. That's not bad. Yeah, no, that.
Oh, look, that was a.
Okay, now, hold on. Now
that's
a
hot dog on top of a 2 foot maple bar.
Why does that one not look cooked? The ones on the griddle look fantastic. Why would you make a shitty not cooked one?
Right.
What is going on with this stupid video? That looks great. Look at that. Yeah, look at the charred ones in the back and the caramelized. Sorry, I'm very excited. That looks delicious.
I need a setup. So I learned via this podcast that Cofield has a thing. He has a lot of I guess kitchen equipment that isn't commonplace, deli slicers and what have you. I feel like maybe Cofield you'd have access to a cooking setup like this in your kitchen. I need something like that. How dope would that be? How dope would that be?
That's the dream. That's national, baby. Let's go.
Can you imagine in the backyard? Just a big round flat top. Holy shit.
I would legit gain 100 pounds in a year.
I never leave my house. I never leave my house now, but I mean, I would never leave my house ever.
This is a good question. It's been a month since I busted the slicer. Nope, it's not fixed yet. I'm just going to buy a new one. That's me.
I knew that. I knew it.
And all I need is like a $4 plastic screw. I can't find it, so I didn't. You know what? I didn't like that.
Have you tried a deli? Have you gone to a deli and asked them?
To me, that would be sacrilege. I can't just walk up on any deli, man, and invade their territory with.
Right, we're the pro.
No,
they're the pro. Allie, he respects them too much.
No.
All right. Well, somebody made that deli slicer. Can't you Amazon them and get them to send you the part?
Brady, and man, I think it might have bin Razorback Scoop. Did so much research for me, but it just did not work out. They worked their balls off on one of these videos to find me. I emailed Zen Chef is the brand of the slicer. Didn't even get an answer. So, and the face, that little face that McKinnell just made, like, what the fuck is Zen Chef? That was the problem, McKinnell. What? I went off brand. It's time to get one of the big boys in the house.
Who's the I don't know, like what's a solid Toyota? I don't fucking know. Like what's the
John Deere?
Yeah, what's the John Deere of meat slicers? Thank you, Alex.
Hobart.
Yeah.
Hobart. A Hobart. Nothing like a Hobart slicer, boys.
You need to get the Viking oven, get the Viking ovens and all that jazz, and then get the Hobart slicer. Get this thing. Get that. Cofield.
Dude, I need that circular, American hibachi kind of style.
Dude, you could do it's like the not the Korean barbecue, the Mongolian barbecue, where you fill it and you just turn the bowl over on the thing, and that's the thing, and you switch it. Fuck, Cofield, come on, man, let's go.
That is that's a funny thing about COVID. Is places like Benihana or Korean barbecue places that have closed, now they're reopening outside, so they're trying. Like I drove by Benihana, California, where I'm at. Things are Actually, things are reopened inside, but Benihana was still outside, but there were still people there. So I was like, did they move the hibachi outside? How are they doing the setup? I'm fascinated by that. I kind of want to go to Benihana and some of these places and eat outdoors. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that looks good. Why did they not cook it? The first one, I don't. Anyway, that looks delicious. I take back what I said about
Allie, get a gander at that. Doesn't that look good? Look at that.
Yeah, that looks good.
I'm good.
Look at Allie's face.
Sorry, Allie.
It's okay. I don't eat a ton of meat. But I did work. I was the kitchen manager for Rocco's New York Italian Deli for like 2 years. So I know my way around the meats. All right. Just saying. You want a nice mortadella? We can talk.
Yeah, with the slicer issues, I would have gone right to you. I didn't know you had slicer and deli experience.
Well, I do. I do.
Well, we'll talk after this, okay?
All right, no problem.
Would you guys order that at the ballpark though? Like, would you? It's like $28, right?
Oh, absolutely. The pretzel at Dodger Stadium, the one that comes in the pizza box, it's like $18. Oh, yeah. I ordered that. Anything freakishly overpriced and oversized, I'll get it because I'll never come back. I'll never come back. I'm there one time.
This is why I'm so jealous of Big Mac because he lives life. I don't. Everything for me is a goddamn value play. I'll be on my deathbed and I'll be like, it was just $28 for that hot dog, you fucking moron. Why didn't you get it?
Exactly. You'll learn, Steve.
Open the wound, pour salt in it. It hurts.
Was it me?
It hurts. Let me see if I can find some more jarring images while you guys run this podcast.
Yeah, I don't like to spend the money on the big. I don't like the ballpark food. It's almost become like Instagrammable. Like they're like that didn't look, the one in the picture didn't look easy to eat. It didn't look easy to eat. It didn't even look, it said caramelized onions. They weren't caramelized. Give me like a classic. Give me your staple. Do it right. I don't want something just for the gram. I actually want something good.
I want the biggest beer you can get. Like, I don't need the biggest pretzel or hot dog because I'm about to drop $100 on beers. And I'm going to get that little bottle of freaking rum that I brought, or tequila, out of my back pocket and dump it in there. And that's how I'm going to watch a baseball game.
See, that's the great thing about alcohol drinkers and drug users. You can do everything before the game or bring shit in with you, and it doesn't cost you anything. Food, I once stuck a 20-piece nugget, a supersized fry, and a supersized Coke into a screening of Evita in 1996. That was as adventurous as I ever got. It's really hard to sneak food into places. Like
seeing Evita in the theater was the most adventurous you ever got.
No, bringing the 20-piece nugget in. That was shout out to Casey Underley. That was also the first time I had a kiss. So it was a big night for me both. Also, I mean, my biggest heist, essentially bringing in the 20-piece nugget, felt like a regular Danny Ocean. And then, I got to make out for the first time. So that was great. But I can't sneak food into places anymore. I feel like weird about it. So I always end up doing what we're talking about. I buy the freakishly Instagrammable thing. But ballpark food, Alex, has always been amazing. It's not Instagram. I mean, it's not ballpark. It's not baseball food's fault that Instagram exists. You know what I mean?
I'm with commenter John Lynn.
Yes.
Just do it right. I don't need all the extra. I want the good, like, give me the classic.
But if it's done well, if the extra's done well, like that giant pretzel, that Bavarian pretzel at the Dodgers game was fire. Like, it was really good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, good dough, good beer cheese, like all the additions. It was like $10 more than the regular pretzel. You know, the regular pretzel was probably a super pretzel, probably just generic sucked. You know what I mean? I don't know. Again, I was only going to go once. I haven't been to a Dodgers game in like 3 or 4 years since then. So my logic plays.
It makes me insane when I work at the UNLV women's games. We have to buy our own food. And like, it's $6 for the bag of nacho. They don't even open it. It's like they throw the bag, they throw your little pudding cup of plastic cheese on there. They're like, you want jalapeno? It makes me so mad. Like $6 for that. I can't imagine doing like $25 for that.
But it's not that. There's presentation. There's
no. I would feel better about my $6 if I got a little presentation.
No,
Rebels.
Just give me a pump, right? Give me that. I don't know if that was the right noise, but give me that nacho cheese pump.
I love the nacho cheese.
Yeah,
it's my favorite cheese.
What about a walking taco? What about a walking taco where you just cut off the bag and then you get the Fritos and you pour the beans and then you spray the cheese on top? Classic walking taco.
That's a Frito pie.
Walking taco, Frito pie depends on. It's the pop soda, regional differentiation. thing.
Exactly.
Frozen territory. If you could get that nacho cheese pump, if you could have that in your kitchen, what would you throw in there? What would you have as a regular staple in? Would it be nacho cheese or something else?
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
Well, I'm just thinking kind of about how we were looking at that grill, the circular grill, and if I'm able to sort of trend towards that kind of a setup, if I'm thinking of it like in do we lose Allie?
Yeah, she'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
habanero sauce.
I'm thinking of it just in an entertainment setup. If people, I think I would want, like, I want to go full ballpark backyard, and I want people to have the option because people will leave your house. They'll say, did Cofield have like a ballpark nacho cheese dispenser? They'll remember you for that. They'll talk about that for a long time.
I actually think more memorable because it would be a story forever, especially because everyone doesn't like it. I think some brown gravy. You could pump out brown gravy on anything.
But it's gotta be like,
because there would be people who are like, what?
Brown gravy has to be hot. It has to be hot, Cofield.
It has to be fresh.
Come on. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to spend the extra money to get some sort of heater. It's going to be hot brown gravy.
Hot brown gravy. All right.
Like 107, just throwing that on meats out by the pool, gravy in the pool. Come on.
I went to a Lucha Libre.
I went full tube in there. It got kind of gross. I apologize.
I went to Lucha Libre in Mexico City just because I'm seeing some of the comments.
Fuck yes, you did, Alex.
And the concessions were all over the board, but the one that stuck out to me was sick. There we go. The one that stuck out to me was the shrimp people that were selling like peel and eat shrimp. But it was like 2 hours into the Lucha Libre, and we know like Mexico sort of has a reputation for food standards already, and now you're like in this concrete arena. And I didn't actually try the shrimp. I had I forget what I had, mostly beer, but I was like, just the like the room temperature shrimp guy. Like, you know how people maybe in the back they kind of pull straws about who gets to be what concession, and I'm like, I wonder if the shrimp guy's stoked. Like, is that popular? I wish I would have tried it though. I just wasn't down with the risk.
It's the water. It's the water you got to worry about. Shrimp straight. Like, it's from the ocean, man. You're in Mexico. You're good.
I was in central Mexico. I wasn't close to the ocean, but you're right. They were boiled, so
you're good. I want to go to Lucha Libre with the Cofield and Company crew. Like, let's absolutely do that, please.
That sounds so fun.
Yes. I got I don't know where this is going. I got Adam. I got Adam last year to go to a death match downtown. It was midnight wrestling downtown at like 1 a.m. in downtown Vegas, and Nick Gage was in a death match, busting light bulbs over people's heads. That shit was wild. Pro wrestling is the best absurd form of entertainment we offer as Americans outside of, well, this Biden, Harris, and Trump, and all this crazy shit. What is this, Steve?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Allie's back.
I got to configure things correctly.
Okay. All right.
Do this so we're not. I like to cover my my grill. All right. This is apparently sign stealing and sign vandalizing around this election is getting pretty big. We had 2 incidents here in Vegas. If people in the chat room read the story, I think there was a Republican outlet that got vandalized, maybe Cheyenne and I forget where, Buffalo and Cheyenne, something like that. And then apparently there was some paintball fired at a Biden sign. So we've been equal opportunity in the incidents here. This is a guy who he's naked, pulled up. I think that's his raper right here. I'll try to get a bit as I stutter a better picture of his van. But yeah, he's just naked and he's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck Biden and Harris. I'm going to steal the sign. It's so important. I'm naked. Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Did
you call him a raper? Or
sorry.
I called the
van.
I called the van. Yeah.
That's your slang for a creepy conversion.
Yeah, the Modesto van, basically.
Cool.
Sorry for Central Californians.
They understand.
Yeah,
Fresno gets it.
Modesto always seemed like kind of the Buffalo Bill territory, right? Where he's pushing women into the van. So
Scott Lacey Peterson, shout out.
Is this a video?
Shout out. No, it's a still shot. It's a ring. This is from a security cam, and naked guy walked up and was stealing these folks Biden and Harris sign.
Well,
right.
By the way, first thing Ari notices, no mask.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
Hey, we had we have a little Newport Beach, Las Vegas tie. Here is our president Donald Trump was in Vegas and then came straight to Newport Beach on Sunday.
Oh yeah, how'd that all work out? I heard the Beach Boys basically broke up again over it because I saw Brian Wilson and Mike Love. Brian Wilson's like, well, what the fuck? Like, well, this is not a Beach Boy thing. What are you doing, Mike Love?
I saw a tweet that said the Beach Boys briefly had Charles Manson in the band, and Mike Love continues to be the worst member, which was so good to me. Which is so true. But yeah, the Beach Boys performed, but Brian Wilson had to issue a statement saying, "This is not my Beach Boys." But he did, even though he did write the songs, they're performing them for Donald Trump. It was $2,800 minimum to attend. Max ticket was $150K. And it was everything you'd expect. I mean, I shouldn't act surprised, but like it did sort of feel like the circus was in town. There was just the people and the people driving in and the motorcade route and just the weirdos and the hype and the whole, and it was just like, and the counter protesters, and there was the Armenian protesters and there was Filipino protesters, and it was on a small, like high-end exclusive island in the harbor. So there's only one way on and one way off. So everybody knew like where to stand.
Just
and it felt,
Trump likes islands. That's just how he likes it.
It
Shut
felt
up,
like
Jeff Epstein. It was an Epstein joke. Fucking idiots.
I got it.
I'm kidding.
That
wasn't you guys.
I talked about the van 2 minutes ago. I got it. Believe me.
But yeah, the circus was in town on Sunday, and
Nice.
we had that connection because I know he went to church in Vegas that morning
Yeah.
and then came out to Newport.
Oh my God! Has everyone seen the picture at the Vegas church and the look on Trump's face? Like, it's so perfect. He's like, "You stupid motherfuckers." He has such a smirk on his face. He's like, the thousands of dumbasses are sitting around me and enveloping me like I'm one of them, like I'm very virtuous. Oh God, perfect. Allie, are you okay? I hope that was not relationship related. You bailed. Did you? Is it okay?
Oh, I don't even know. Like my internet just keeps. You guys.
He's checking.
Well, you guys could step up and be nice in this moment of I don't know what's going on.
Oh, we want to check in with her. Is that what you're trying to? Robot Cofield's trying to show.
Sorry, yeah, I was. Sorry, Allie.
Yeah.
I
How
didn't
are
even
you?
know what was going on. I thought you were talking about my internet connection because
I did too.
it's so in and out.
Your
I
old
checked
love connection.
everything. I don't know.
You're the tragic end to. Well, wait. Now I got too serious. No. We were lighthearted. For half an hour. I brought it down again.
It's never lighthearted when I'm on. It's never lighthearted on a Tuesday.
No.
It's always steroid-induced cocaine rage. And thank you to all the listeners and watchers who do stick with us on Tuesdays. I understand there's an energy.
Has everyone heard? I know Ryan has. Has everyone heard the Joe Buck Troy Aikman audio? Let's play this for the audience and we'll get some reaction. You know, you wish football announcers could just be good Americans who love the military.
Welcome to Big Noon Saturday. It's a lot of jet fuel just to do a little flyover. That's your hard-earned money and your tax dollars at work. That stuff ain't happening with Kamala Biden ticket. I'll tell you that right now, partner.
Wow. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Who'd have thunk it? More communists calling football games. Troy Aikman and that scumbag Joe Buck. He did it again.
How did everyone feel about Buck and Aikman before this? Because I guys, Allie, Alex, Cofield, I don't even know Cofield. We've talked about this. I've been an ardent Joe Buck hater. His call on David Tyree in the Super Bowl on the helmet, like undersells everything. Absolutely lukewarm, table milk, dog shit. Right? That was my view on him. Allie?
I can't stand Joe Buck just because he likes the Dodgers so much. And I drink every time Joe Buck says Will Smith. And when the Braves and the Dodgers play each other, he says Will Smith a lot. So
okay. Alex?
I just to to me, Joe Buck is a guy who gets to call all these big games and these big moments. And it's like you said with the David Tyree, step it up, like bring it alive, dude. And so I've always been lukewarm on Joe Buck. So to hear that, to actually hear him inject some personality, I love it.
Yeah.
And also I do agree with it politically. So
yeah, well, that's the issue. Like Joe Buck became my hero after this hot mic. Like normally hot mics are, they're a detriment or they can cripple a career. It's never a good
Tom
hot
Brenneman.
mic.
Tom
Yeah,
Brenneman.
exactly. And take your pick, right? Take your pick of shitty hot mic incidents. This is like the hot mic that like made him a Hall of Famer to me. When I heard Joe Buck last month was becoming a Hall of Famer, I was calling bullshit immediately. Now I hear this hot mic, the dude's my hero. Like this is outstanding. And we always knew Troy Aikman was a moderately decent human being. I feel like he went like after Clay Travis last year or did something like Troy's okay.
I like it because it is documented that the NFL or the Department of Defense has spent a ton of taxpayer dollars,
millions and 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 millions.
It's paid patriotism. And so, literally it's been revealed that that's the case. So I agree.
It's my cat.
Is it okay?
This happened last time too. This is like what he does at 11:30 at night. I don't know. He just came in. I don't know.
That's actually your cat?
The boyfriend gets all of his shit on Sunday, and I lose my cats. That's what I'm broken up about.
No,
I'm losing my cats.
That's terrible, Allie. Is there anything we can do? I know that breaks Steve up. Steve's a cat guy. If Steve got his cat, I'm a dog guy. I like all animals.
This one cat, his name is the Dude, and he's like literally my best friend during the pandemic. So I'm really bummed out, but I'm excited to get a new cat too. So whatever.
That works. Did you think about sticking it out with the guy just so you could spend more time with the cats? I would have.
The first time we almost broke up, totally.
Yep, I get it. It makes perfect sense. I'd stay together with someone for the animals. Animals are amazing, man. Shout out to all the animals out there listening.
You hear that, Kino? You hear that, the Dude? They just both ran outside.
So I didn't realize, I guess if we're gonna bring it back to relationship talk, I didn't realize that the breakup was so recent, Allie. I would have shown more empathy. I thought this was like a while ago. This is actually really recent. So Cofield, who knows you, should have maybe empathized more.
He was trying to. He was trying to.
So we do give an A for effort. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't need empathy. I'm not that kind of girl. She
just wants her fucking cat. Just let her keep the cat, man. Well, the good news is
you can have the loud one. I just want the cool one.
I'm sure people feel the same way about their children when they go through divorce.
Right? This is a good point from CJ Cards fan. No one brought up relationship talk. We moved past it.
You did.
The picture.
You did with the internet. With the internet connection, and then it was all like, you did.
10 minutes ago. I wasn't done. I wasn't done with Aikman and Joe Buck.
I'm not done either.
McKinnell,
my bad.
McKinnell, did you have anyone come at you and say those two guys are scumbags? They hate America. They're anti-military.
No, I've done a good job of people know what they get when they sign up to follow me.
Yeah.
Like I have people follow me when I do a few different shows on Sirius. They'll follow me for one day and then they're gone. So no, I don't have many of those folks hanging around. I'm pretty vocal about what I believe in and dumbass paid patriotism like this. I never been able to stand it.
Alex, I want you to react, but in a minute I'm going to punch up. Aikman sent out a tweet, and I really don't like it. I'm not mad at Aikman, but I feel like he was bullied into this, and this is kind of nonsense. Like you're caving to pressure when you react. Just ignore people. You know who you are. You also know you're right. It is a giant waste of money. Believe me, I don't think we ever got to it, but it never really got amped up here. They did a flyover for the Saints and the Raiders game.
We talked about it on here.
We did, okay. Over an empty stadium with a roof. And people actually got mad that it wasn't shown on TV. Like, why did we do it?
Steve, the response I heard to that was people felt the community draw that they could come out of their houses on a Monday and all at the same time look up at the sky and see the same thing. Like, you know, when you're on a long distance relationship with the girl, you're on different sides of the country and you look up at the same moon and you're bonded by that moon. There's a human element to it. All that aside, it was tons of money, and it's been tons of money for.
Stop, please.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the counter.
I know.
That's
it's like let's just talk common. It's a pandemic. We're budget, challenged and restricted everywhere. Cut it out with the paid patriotism. We can, we've all had to make some sacrifices and make some changes. We can make this change for the time being. Seriously. Yep. And Aikman, I mean, I'm not ripping him, but he says, I love a flyover, but it was odd to see one over a mostly empty stadium. But I am an unwavering patriot that loves this country. And it's like, dude, you don't need, who are you trying to cater to?
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry, Alex, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's like when you have to say I'm an unwavering patriot, then yeah, you definitely you got talked to. Someone talked to you. Someone said you had to say that.
I hope this was not Fox induced. Please.
Because I mean, if we really want to get political, like what's more patriotic? Dissent and wanting to make your country better and exercising your First Amendment rights, or a big airplane flying over? Like, what's more patriotic? So
Troy Aikman saying about you're wasting millions of our tax dollars.
That's more patriotic in real life to me than a big piece of metal flying over. But for him to have to, I hate the fake apology, man. I do hate. Apology.
Here's the thing. I don't think it was fake, but the reason he had to do it is what irks me. And that he's got to say I'm a patriot. He's got to say I support the armed forces. You don't need to say that. Guess what? I support the armed forces too. The patriotic thing, I'm not even getting into. It's that thing's been so weaponized. Go fuck yourself if you're like, I'm a patriot and you're not.
It's so dumb.
I'm not even doing that. But the fact that he had to come out and say this is it's ridiculous. Like, stop caving, please. For people who want to go at you, who can't deal with logic, up theirs.
I've actually got a personal story that I think relates to this that just happened to me since our last Tuesday night podcast. So I do play-by-play announcing for the local high school here. That's on pause right now due to COVID, but I started doing it last year, and it's sort of become a full-time, part-time gig just because I do it for multiple sports. So I'm doing it a few nights a week, kind of becoming someone in the community who's known. And about a month ago or 6 weeks ago, I posted a video on my Twitter and on my Instagram, because this is very Orange County, Newport Beach, when all of the BLM protests and calls for police reform happened. A lot of people around the area put signs in their yard that said, I support Newport Beach Police, which was just like a funny reaction, but an expected reaction from this community to that. So I made a video just saying, just kind of clowning on people with the signs in their yard and saying they were tone deaf to the moment. And I heard this week from the principal at the high school who employs me that the mayor had reached out to him and asked him to talk to me about my political posts on Twitter and Instagram. And our principal at the high school is a really cool, open-minded, progressive thinking guy. And he said, I'm going to tell him that I believe that our institution supports First Amendment rights. I'll never tell you not to post something. But he's like, I just want you to know he reached out to me to have a talk with you about what you post on social media, which to me says the mayor wanted him to censor me and or threaten me with my job for posting stuff. Our mayor is really, really Republican. He's like very much
where's he going with this?
I mean, he's just always posting about how much he loves cops, and there's rumors he's going to run for Congress in 2 years. So anyway, he's like setting himself up for a political career. It was funny. He went through the back channel to try to get me to do something on social media.
You're very intimidating. And
look at the mustache. It's very, I mean, it's a mature fellow you're dealing with.
53-year-old former porn star. He's like, I can't stand up to him. Can't step up to him. Allie, what do you think of all this? Because you're real quiet, or you just not care? What do you think? Because sometimes people are just like, hey, I'm out of the fray. I don't care. But this whole thing of going after Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, like, they're just expressing their opinion. And come on, it is logical. Give me a break.
No, I mean, I'm totally with it. I don't think we need flyovers. I don't think that's like where our budget needs to go right now. But there's like also 7 million other things I don't think we need right now, like presidential rallies, and I mean, I could go on and on. So I mean,
by the way, we should jump in and say, like, I just saw a number tonight that the Biden war chest is up to $177 million. You know how gross that is? Now,
what was that thing that Trump was saying about how he can, I just call up a company and you need some blah 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 done. Oh, give me 25 million. Was that like really what I like?
Yeah, and then Exxon through their fucking Twitter had to release a statement saying, yeah, that hypothetical conversation that the president just talked about with an Exxon CEO. They're like, yeah, it never happened. Think about the think about the job of a PR staffer at Exxon from like the Valdez scandal till now, and like the chain of command that like a war room for a PR nightmare for the Valdez sinking or for the tragedy, right? Now compared to this, you're telling like some 20-year-old intern, all right, tweet this at the president because he's a fucking idiot and he's lying every single day.
Like, I don't think Dawn dish soap is going to work this time, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the answer this time.
Also, it's interesting. What's this? What are we reading? Tom Barton. Hot mics always reveal the true inner scumbag. Aikman and Buck should be ashamed, not because of their opinion, but because it's just flat out disinformation. These flights will always take place no matter what, if it's at a stadium, and statically boost recruiting and retention. Yeah, that's the problem. You're recruiting for wars that we've been in for 20 years that I've buried friends and we're losing family for. And what good is it for? You're recruiting for death and murder and this continuation of wasting of money year after year. And hey, Tom Barton, guess what? They didn't always do fucking flyovers. So like this idea that flyovers have been happening unmitigated throughout the eternity of sports and television in America is a bunch of bullshit. You want to talk about rewriting history? Tom Barton should look at that own dumbass tweet. God, can we please stick to sports? Can we go back to like arguing about Michael Jordan and LeBron James? This shit sucks.
Well, it's just one of those things too, that like when you were recruiting our young men and women for service, it was like, 4 years ago, they were more respected for the job. I mean, our commander in chief doesn't care if like civilians live or die. He's already talked shit about soldiers. Like, what are you recruiting for right now? Like, so I can what exactly support this shitstorm of a dumpster fire in a succubus of a gonorrhea badge? I don't know, but it's this is just all fucking bad. It's just all bad.
And here's the thing, like I don't want to speak for I don't want to like I'm thinking like how we must sound like to someone who may have other leanings or whatever. What's so crazy is I can't speak for all of us, but I'm not a Democrat. I've talked about this before. I'm a gun owning, motorcycle riding, weed smoking, metalhead from Indiana. You know what I mean? Like I'm all those. We are different as Americans, but it's like, and not, we don't need to go off on this tangent. It is sports and politics are more linked than they've ever been, at least in my lifetime in this country. And it is what it is, and I understand that. But for me, and a person, again, who's never had a political affiliation, I didn't even vote till 2016. I cared about my issues, but I was disengaged at a national level. Excuse me. This was always for me just about right and wrong, good versus evil, and it still is. This isn't left versus right, and it goes back to Aikman's apology even more so. You don't need to apologize for being a patriot and speaking out about bullshit paid for propaganda and the wasting of our tax dollars to recruit young impressionable Americans to go die in 20-year wars where the shit doesn't fucking matter. Bottom line.
Well said.
Yeah, all that.
I love unleashing Big Mac like this once a show. I love we get him going, and I'm always like, I love it. I'm serious.
He rips out can we just stick to sports? That was
awesome. Cofield, I don't know if you have this dialed up, but there was something sports related I wanted to stick to that you sent over, and I feel like this will be right up Allie's alley. The football betting, rando football betting topic you sent over, offensive rookie of the year odds. Who do we like though? I feel like it's a good
I love Justin.
I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it in a second. But first,
Herbert is the way to go.
I'll give you the odds in a second. Let me punch it up. But first, I wanted to cheer up Big Mac and talk some music.
Ooh. Oh, he's gonna do Miley and Metallica. I fucking know he is. I know he is. I know him too well. It's exactly what he's gonna do. It's exactly what he's gonna do. Because he set it up like he was actually gonna be nice to me. But go ahead, Cofield, do your thing. Go ahead.
I almost took the tangent, but I won't. Yeah, I did want to bring it up.
He goes, yeah.
I think this is going to save Metallica's career and actually give them a second or a third career. I'd like to see her join the band. She is a hell of a talent.
Well, listen, you judged me wrong. First of all, I love this. I loved when Lady Gaga did the Grammys with them. You say Metallica having a third act, they'd be on their fourth or fifth. They've really, there are a few bands that started.
I didn't see the first or second, but yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying they started in 1981.
I'm busting their chops.
I know, but I mean, Metallica is Metallica, right? They're an American institution. I do think, I've always liked Miley Cyrus just from the standpoint, she pissed my mom off. My mom's a Republican, Hoosier, Indiana, get more worried about a teenage girl or a young 20-something girl showing her titty than school shootings or shit that really matters. You know what I mean? Miley Cyrus was getting people riled up over shit that didn't matter. And I came from the 90s, right? When Marilyn Manson had the world on its head and had people blaming him for Columbine. People were like, you're the reason kids are going into schools and shooting people. And Manson's like, I just got here and I'm a musician and this is absolutely ridiculous, right? So for the last 15 years, I've been wondering who's Manson, who's pissing off middle America, who's making housewives and house moms lose their shit. And oddly enough, it's Miley Cyrus. So I think on some level, she's a culture vulture. She did it with hip hop and she's had some mistakes and she's a kid. She's a Disney kid with a crazy ass dad and she's had a wild life. And I'm sure she's trying to, she's obviously making headlines with the Metallica team up, but I'm here for it, man. Steve, it will bring in new fans to Metallica, and Metallica are very similar to the Stones that when I go and see them, I'm always blown away at the level of fan from 6 years old to 70 years old. It wasn't always like that with Metallica. The 90s, it was, pretty, rough and a lot of naked girls and wild shit was happening. It was definitely a heavy metal show, but it's in the last 25 years, they've morphed into something else. And yeah, Mark, she is talented.
Alex?
I'm not into Metallica in that way, but they seem pretty popular. And the other day, I heard a cover of Miley Cyrus covering the Cranberries' "Zombie," which is a great song.
She killed that shit.
I saw that and I was like, and I don't want to be someone that sees one viral video and changes their outlook, but I was like, I guess maybe I forgot. I was like, oh shit, Miley Cyrus is really talented. This rips. Yeah. So. Yeah. I'm into it, and I'm down for a Metallica third, fourth, fifth wave, whatever it is. So I like covers. I have a bunch of reggae albums. I have a reggae Christmas album. I have a reggae Beatles album. I like genre crossing covers, and I like weird mashup shit, things that give music new life or lead me to discover new stuff. Yeah. I'm all for it. 100%.
And Metallica did that. They had a couple cover albums that they got involved in to, bring other people into, I didn't know about Diamond Head if it wasn't for Metallica. Probably one of the first Black Sabbath songs, Sabracadabra, I heard that I really liked was a Metallica cover, right? Gaga, yeah. I saw someone mention something about the Gaga cover of Black Dog. It brings new fans in, and you talk about
I agree. Richard Cheese with all these covers too. Awesome.
I don't know. Sorry, Steve. I lost.
Is that the lounge singer guy?
Yeah. Yes, he's brilliant.
Okay. I will say that.
Oh yeah.
I want to say something about covers that change your opinion on a person. Harry Styles. Don't know shit about the dude. You hear about him because he's Harry Styles, hosted SNL, whatever. Yeah, he did a cover of Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, and that is one of my favorite songs of all time. And my buddy, Steve, this was right around the time, right when the pandemic hit, when we went out with my friends from back home. We all went out to the Japanese spot. It was probably right around that time. He told me that Harry Styles had a cover of Sledgehammer on Howard Stern. And I was like, don't bring that shit to me. That's an iconic song. He's like, no, I get that. Harry Styles did it note for note. Like he didn't try to make it his own. He just crushed the shit out of it live on Howard Stern. It's on YouTube. Go watch that shit. If you like Peter Gabriel, if you like Sledgehammer and you don't give a shit about Harry Styles, you're at least going to see why people like him. Like that kid has a sick voice and yeah, the dude can fucking kill that song.
I'm not going to put up the video, but we'll just listen to it here. Well, she looks terrible, doesn't she?
Oh, you're talking about Miley with Zombie?
Sorry.
Another head hangs slowly, slowly take off.
I don't want to ruin it, but I am going to say, because I have that whole GILF thing, the last time I saw Miley Cyrus speak, she was on Jimmy Fallon, and I think I dropped this line on a previous late night video. This is going to be a really old reference, but Miley Cyrus actually reminds me voice-wise of Phyllis Diller.
The shaky old, yeah.
That gets me hot.
So the guilt thing is real.
Oh, it's real. Ellen Barkin on Animal Kingdom.
You are mistaken. What you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are crying.
That's pretty good.
I feel like we're doing a bit of a disservice too because she's so visual.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I miss
She's good,
karaoke.
man.
I miss karaoke.
Yeah, right. She needs to.
That's a great karaoke song. If you can scream out your voice.
Yeah, all the stuff like with Miley aside, like Hannah Montana. I don't know much about her. Like I know she's just been around my life for the last 10, 12, 13 years, and I didn't really give a shit. One thing about her, fearless. I love like the way, she kind of owns her sexuality and kind of makes no apologies. I've always liked that. But like as a front woman, she could be the front woman of a really good rock band. Like when she's on stage, she doesn't give a fuck. And that she has that front woman man quality, like a Freddie Mercury, like a Robert Plant. I'm not putting her in that category. That's ridiculous. I'm just saying she has heavy charisma that, I would definitely like to see her sing heavy songs and, be a sex symbol in rock because people need to start playing their own instruments again, and if Miley Cyrus has to be the bridge to that, I'm way good with that. I don't care who gets kids picking up guitars and drums and whatever.
You said something there, Big Mac, that I struck a chord with me. I feel like that's what getting old is like. You're like, I don't really know, Hannah Montana. I don't know what she does, but she's been in my life. I feel like I'm 29 now. And I have my brother is a senior in college and my niece is in high school. And I'm like, I don't know. I know who the people they talk about are, but I don't know exactly what they do. Like that guy, did he have an album come out? I think he was on a show, I feel like that's what happens when you get old with pop culture. I guess we're more in the thick of it because we're all, in a media sense.
Yeah, but talent's talent.
No, but I feel like that's getting old, right? You're just like, I'm just like, I don't know what that person does. I remember like 10 years ago when I was like 19, I knew, that person does that. That person does that. That show's there. That's this album. And now I'm just like, I don't know who this person is exactly, but like, I feel like that's what getting old is. I
want to drop in for a second.
Ahead. Yeah.
What Big Mac said is brilliant, though, that everyone should be open to hearing people they don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe they cover something that's more familiar to their era, and you find out how talented younger people you're unfamiliar with. I will randomly just start watching YouTube because like I'm doing right now, right? And this is good stuff. Like finding out about these covers, and you're like, okay, like I already know Harry Styles is a talented kid, but like when you hear him do something from your ear, you're like, wow, they make a connection. And I think there's so many people out there who are like, fuck these kids these days and music.
No.
Like, shut up.
And that was the point I wanted to make. The important thing to do is to not close yourself off, right? I made this comment on Twitter the other day about eras in hip hop. I'm a big hip hop fan. I love hip hop. I was raised on 90s hip hop. So Nas, Jay, Big, Tupac, Big Pun, Capital Punishment, one of the most underrated LPs of all time, like the Raucous era, Rhyme Sayers. I used to go to Scribble Jam. I love hip hop. 2010 to 2020, led by Kendrick Lamar in rap. Like I hear so many people say that rap sucks nowadays and hip hop's whack and there's no good rap. I could make the case for 2010 to 2020 being the best decade in hip hop. And it's personal taste. I I don't personally, because I grew up in the 90s, but when you look at Kendrick, when you look at Drake, when you look at Beast Coast, J. Cole, all of Top Dog, you look at what Griselda is doing this year, and Benny the Butcher just dropped a new album. Like, hip hop is in a really good place, and I know that because I never closed myself off to it. Like, dope shit is just dope shit. Like, whether it's Harry Styles crushing Peter Gabriel or it's Miley Cyrus killing the Cranberries, like, talent is talent. And I just think I think people like just stop growing, or they think they have it figured out, or they like what they like, and that's just fucking ridiculous. Because first of all, the youth is always going to be the truth. The youth of the country is always going to tell you where it's going to be headed. They're always going to be the most pissed off and angry. They're always going to tell you what is up with the shit around you that you don't want to hear. And it's not about, and also age really, it's more of a mindset. Like, I don't feel like again, I grew up with like weird heroes like Tim Leary and Abby Hoffman and people that I feel like just never got old. Comics, right? Did George Carlin, like when he was on stage, did he ever feel old to you? Like, was you like, wow, that's a really old guy? No, he sounded like a 25-year-old who was ready to fucking burn everything down because he had passion and he had love for art and he had love for life. And I think it's important not to lose that with anything. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're doing what we do or whether it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the shit that keeps you going.
Sports Talk Radio innovators.
Yeah.
Let me play Harry Styles for.
Please do. Can we play the video though?
I can put it up.
He kills this shit.
Oh wow.
You can have a steam train if you just lay down your tracks. You can have an aeroplane flying if you bring your blue sky back. All you do is call me. I'll be anything you need. You can have a big dipper going up and down and around the bends. You can have a bumper car bumping. The amusement never ends.
Hey, bring Allie back with Peter Gabriel, done by Harry Styles. Got her own entrance music.
Oh, look at Ari. Ari has a criticism. Not liking the instrumentation, but vocals are very on point. I actually disagree. I actually like the music. I thought the vocals, it's pretty hard to compare to Peter Gabriel, but pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, also, go watch that on YouTube, like on your own computer. Watch the setup by Howard talking about that. How Harry talks about.
Hold on one second. Like, I know I'm old. Mark and LV, but I'm aware Harry Styles was in One Direction.
Yeah, no,
I would not.
Don't let me start. Don't let me start playing my bookmark One Direction for you, because I'll do it.
Oh, Chrissy, go back and watch it. Watch the setup where he talks to Howard about how much he loves the song. Watch the way he performs it. Come on.
Sorry, Mark, I didn't see Chrissy's question. Mark said he was answering Chrissy. Okay, about One Direction. That's
I didn't know that at all.
I didn't want to like it, but that
yeah. One Direction or Sledgehammer cover by Harry Styles. Oh, I stumped everybody.
Who are you talking to?
He was asking Allie.
Yeah,
I thought he was asking you which one you didn't like. I don't know Harry Styles. I love Peter Gabriel. I kind of thought it was Peter Gabriel. I agree with Ari that the music was crap, but that Harry Styles did kind of sound like Peter Gabriel. That's my answer.
All right.
I love a good cover.
I don't feel like that was a good cover.
Oh,
it was a cover.
Shots fired.
She came in like the last 3 seconds.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
That hurts. Yeah. Mark says Big Mac overhyped it. Miley delivered Harry Styles. I'll just, you know what? I'm just this is what I'm used to with Harry Styles.
Changes into something red.
Is this that One Direction thing?
It has to be. It has to be.
That's not One Direction. Cofield doesn't know what he's doing.
I don't know. I'm so confused.
By the way, you have made that exact face like 17 times tonight. We're like, and look at Harry Styles with the mustache up on the corner here. Alex is like, what?
I like One Direction.
Alex
like
Styles.
I like One Direction.
Like, I like One Direction. What the fuck? I'm the biggest Harry Styles fan in here.
You know
about this dude way before
he's definitely on the come up.
We won't remember, but I will try to. In the future, we do need on a lot of these a Tuesday podcast to all bring a cover, like bring a cover we've seen recently, and we could play it.
Okay.
We'll rate
Oh,
it.
great! I
Big,
love that.
Big Mac got dragged a little bit on the Harry Styles one, but not bad.
It's a fucking good cover. Go back and listen to it on your own computers.
Can he do Beacon? Can he do Beacon?
I take great offense to this as a massive Peter Gabriel fan. Like, I'm putting myself out there back in this One Direction kid. It's good shit.
You did put yourself out there because you could have been freaking heavily dragged, but I had your back.
Yes. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that.
I mean, listening to a song off YouTube through StreamYard on late night, like that's, I mean,
I blame Ari for all this bullshit, Mr. Super Producer. Ari, shut the fuck up next time and just let Harry Styles serenade you off to bed.
You really. I was going to say, on a show filled with people aside from Allie, and Alex is pretty positive, on a show, Cofield & Company in general is a show that just fucking ruins everything, and Ari can still outdo us ruining stuff, which is an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, think about it. Huge Peter Gabriel fan.
We actually get excited about something, and Ari's like,
We're like, hey, this cover's great. Like this kid, he's from One Direction. He's like the instrumentation. I don't even know Ari, so I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. But
good. Come on.
I see how it happens.
He's a reviled figure on this podcast. So you're not. No one's going to step up and back him right now.
That's so great. You got to have a scapegoat.
Doesn't Ari know? Doesn't Ari know?
Sledgehammer. I want to do karaoke. Now I want to do karaoke.
When I was growing up in Houston,
Oh man, her internet feed, her setup, what a nightmare.
I was hoping she was gonna.
She got royally screwed tonight.
I was hoping you were you gonna bring up Paul Wall?
Yeah. People's Champ's a great album.
Growing up in Houston, Paul Wall was the shit.
Am I back?
You're back.
You're back.
Okay. No. Do you remember the Coke and Pepsi challenge? When it was like a blind taste test, it was at malls and like amusement parks and all kinds of things. And like they would give you 2 cups and they were hidden and you had to drink one. And if you got Coke right, you would get your Coke card. And it got you all kind of discounts and deals. I was like 12 or 13. This is like 92, 93. And like it was 104 KRBE was the Houston radio station, and they had this freaking like VR. You would get inside it, and it was like a 3D ride, and it was Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer, and like all these frogs would come out and shit would smash down. And like this is 92, 93. It's like we didn't have things in 3D like the Star Wars ride at Disneyland kind of shit just on your block at Gallery Furniture in Houston, and it was dope. So I like am forever a Peter Gabriel fan, and that will always be my memory. And the music wasn't there. I wasn't feeling it with old Harry Styles there. So
I get it. It's a part of your childhood. I just love the idea of these songs like the YMCA, like clearly a song about meeting dudes in the bathroom at the YMCA and having sex. Like Sledgehammer, clearly a song about power fucking, yet we just, put it out there for the children to listen to on their bus ride to school. I love this country. Anyone who says I don't love America, you're a goddamn liar. I love America.
So
I'll tell you, when you really love America is when you leave the country and come back. You're like, God, we have it so much better than a lot of other countries. Ooh, this old topic.
All right, so we'll close on this. Offensive Rookie of the Year. All we do in the NFL is overreact week to week. Remember when Josh Allen was the MVP 3 weeks ago? I completely disagreed with that. I didn't take up his – no, maybe I did. But we're now 6-7 weeks in. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Give me a choice. I think this is so wide open.
Oh, sorry. I'm a a little overwhelmed. I would always go with the favorite here, especially with what he's shown to start the season. Yeah, Herbert all day.
Yeah. I'm a Duck girl. I've loved this kid since college. He's awesome. He freaking took Pat Mahomes to overtime. He already beat Joe Burrow. What else? He 7 points behind Tom Brady, 3 points behind Drew Brees in overtime. I mean, this kid, like, he rocks and rolls. I am all for Justin Herbert. That's my pick.
She hit that shit with the bow.
Don't overthink it.
Unless you're getting into like who wants to like see Allie, who does the NFL want to see win Rookie of the Year? That's a really important question because I think that's how you have to make your choice.
Want to see Herbert win because I would think they have a better market in San Diego than they do in Cincinnati.
I like this.
And I'm not saying it's like something I live by.
What did you just say? Say it again.
You have to think this way sometimes. Like, you have to think about things. And
Sure.
that's like the thing I think about.
I like it. I think Steve was looking for the follow-up there.
No, I could swear she said San Diego as part of the conspiracy. I'm like, come on now, please. You're doing conspiracies. You're doing conspiracies, exactly. You're doing conspiracies, and we're not even talking the right city now. Yes, Brady said she did. Sorry, I had to point that out. Mistakes happen.
What did I do wrong? What'd I do?
I don't know. You were explaining how San Diego somehow was in the mix against Cincinnati, and they're not in San Diego anymore. They're in LA.
Really? The Chargers or the LA
just
Chargers?
the conspiracy.
Oh my God.
I did not know that.
Yes, you did. Cut it out.
I'm pretty sure you're a Chargers fan, or
No, I'm not a Chargers fan at all.
I've seen you go to Chargers games.
I did go to a Chargers game. I got free tickets.
Okay.
I know people. Okay. I got free tickets to shit. Cofield was actually at that game. We just didn't see each other. But I was in the suite.
Steve's at everything.
2 doors down from the press box. I was in that suite.
Nice. I was not in the suite. I was sweating my ass off amongst like 500. What, that was the 49ers game, you said?
It was Rams Chargers.
Rams Chargers. All right.
Yeah. I was so upset with that suite, man. It was like hot dogs. That's what we get is hot dogs and pretzels. Like, I was used to the VGK suites where you get everything. So
different ball game.
Yeah.
So Herbert the favorite. Who else did people name?
I mean, I could like make a case for Burrow, but I'm not gonna.
Maybe Alex will, since he's an Oregon State guy. I'm sure he doesn't want to say Herbert.
I did hear Tua's getting a start for the Dolphins this week, but it's not going to be him.
I think I'd bet on Herbert. I actually, so I am an Oregon State guy. I hate the Ducks, but I like Justin Herbert. He won me over.
You should.
Chase Claypool.
He's the only one that really has any kind of a resume out of that list.
I would say
I'm not as deep into NFL as you guys are. You know that about me. I'm not that deep into the NFL.
I would sprinkle some money on Ruggs as a long shot because we still got the board. We got a lot of time.
Oh no, he's current. Okay.
And I also think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to continue rolling. I think Le'Veon Bell goes there and sucks or gets hurt, and CEH will continue to play. And I would also take a shot on DeAndre Swift. I think he's gonna wrestle that job to the point where away from AP where he's gonna get like 18, 20 carries. So
thoughts on Taylor?
Not into him.
Yeah.
Not into him.
I only watched that Bears game in full against him.
Justin Jefferson's really dangerous because he's on a suck-ass team and he's had a couple of games where you're like, holy shit. Yeah. He's gone off. So
I like your thoughts on Ruggs just because, I mean, we've seen a couple flashes, and if those flashes turns into something else and they kind of avalanche, he could have a really interesting season here.
If the guy goes out and has multiple, 80-yard games, has like 4 or 5 games where he's got touchdowns and multiple touchdowns, you could actually point back to him, and it's not an MVP award, but you could actually point to Ruggs at the end of the season if they go like 10-6 and say that guy turned their season around just because of what he does and the fact that he stretches the defense. So
yep.
There you go. All right. Well, sorry about everyone's internet problems tonight. That sucks.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm in solidarity with the bad internet over here.
Nothing else I can do.
And Chrissy, we got to get you on camera one night because obviously you very much got into, I don't know what was going on earlier, something about sledgehammer and power effing. And,
I love Chrissy. I miss hearing her on the show. Get Chrissy back.
Stamina ranking.
This was Chrissy earlier playing into our fascination with the Madden rankings, but just power effing.
Well,
dropping, as I call it, memories and visuals of Dave Koken as he told me a sex story on air because he pulled a calf, and I just started imagining old Dave Koken just dropping and driving, and all of a sudden,
Sledgehammer, Steve, the original Sledgehammer, Dave Koken.
Sledgehammer at Sin City. By 2:00 for a week, Steve.
The calf.
She had a small window, Steve. It was 25 minutes a day. You fucked it up.
Were you ready to go? And that just
2:00.
That ended all the sizzle of the night.
Do a little dip.
Oh my!
Come on, honey.
It's the best show.
I need a banana. I just locked up. My calf locked up.
Potassium. Oh shit!
Where's the pickle juice? Give me some pickle juice. I can finish my dropping and driving.
Oh my god! I can't say I haven't needed a banana before.
Oh god!
All right, my friends. Good job, Alex. I think it's frozen, or he's just like, what is going on?
I actually had
chilling.
I had
Alex
no
is
idea
chilling.
what you guys were talking about, so I didn't know what. I just kind of, pretended
Power
I
fucking
froze.
Alex. Power effing.
Our friend Dave Koken is about 130 pounds. He's 66 now. He's a legendary character in town, and he's full disclosure a lot of times. So yeah, like 10 years ago, he told a story about getting the calf locked up. Yeah, he got the cramp. We must have been talking about someone getting a calf cramp in a sporting event. He's like, yeah, it happened one time in bed. Like, I just locked up. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, that would really throw things for a loop,
You
though.
gotta get your stretching in.
Yeah, and then he's got the voice too. He's got the 55-year smoker voice. He's been smoking since he's like 11.
His name is literally Smoking
I gotta
Dave.
start smoking.
Yeah, you got to start smoking to match that mustache.
I gotta start smoking, dude. I gotta start smoking.
I think that's like the last stage in your completion of this look. You got the mustache,
It's the
you got the
final
collared
boss.
shirt, you got the green screen. It's that extra layer, and you got it, kid. You're good to go.
That is true. I grew the mustache, and then I set up a green screen and lights in the background. It's like, what'd you do differently? Are you filming something in there? Maybe, no comment. No comment,
Maybe.
man. SoCal.